Okay, guys, so this is your video for week 5. As a reminder, I will not be in the building this week, so you guys will go straight to the Jacket Learning Center, and they will do attendance there and all of that good stuff. So just um, make sure you're doing all the stuff that I'm going to talk about right now, and you should be good to go. Okay, as always, you have a discussion question, and it is, what are 2 ways that you show yourself self-care? If you don't use any at all, what are 2 ways that you could start? And then you have a new mental health tracker. So it is February, and I have already built in all that stuff. All I have to do is make a copy. And that is not due until the 26th, so the end of the month. But make sure you're doing that every single day. And then your next thing is you're going to evaluate your January mental health tracker. So you should have already turned that in last week. If you didn't, go back in and turn that in. And you're going to number all of your different emotional days. What emotion had the highest number of days? Why do you think that is? Go back and analyze certain days of when your emotions changed, and just answer all those questions in the text box. And then your big thing for the week, which should take you the whole week, is you're going to make a mental health magazine. It is your project for the whole week. You are going to be basically creating a new mental health magazine, and it's going to have articles, an advice column, advertisements. The initial issue is going to be oriented toward people who are wanting to know more about mental health, and as well as finding strategies to help with their own mental health. It's essential for you to be as creative as possible, and draw from information that we've already been over throughout this whole entire semester, and I've already listed some of those ideas right here. That's the only kind of direction that I'm giving you in this, because I want you to be as creative as possible. I want you guys to think about if you were looking for a magazine on the shelves at Walmart about mental health, or about the stigmas and everything that we're kind of going over, and what would you want to see? What type of magazine would you want to see there? Okay. So I gave you a really good example of an interior design one that has been created. You guys, the only thing that's really different is the advertisements. You guys are probably going to actually use real advertisements. They had a different assignment with this, so just use your own think about those self-care things, and building self-esteem. And if you picked a coloring book, what type of coloring book? If you picked puzzles or stress balls or anything like that, use an advertisement for that. Or if you did massage therapy or something along those lines. So, and this is what your magazine must include. So it has to have the title and the cover, table of contents, a letter from the editor, which is you, so a letter to your viewers, 3 cover stories, which are those 3 that are up here. So those 3 that are on, oh wow, I don't know why that happened. The 3 that are on the very front page, so you can just kind of give a blurb about what they're going to be about. You don't have to write out a whole cover story. The only things that you are having to write out is your letter to the editor, your advice columns, and then kind of give a blurb about what those 3 are going to be. You don't have to write full on articles. So these are their 3 cover stories, and they just put them on a different space. Okay, so advice, and then advice for the month, and then you're just kind of building it. You don't have to write out your whole magazine. Advice columns with at least 5 questions and answers. So these questions, you're making them up. They can be questions about what are 3 self-care tactics, or what are 3 ways that I can build my self-esteem, or what are 3 ways that I can talk to my partner about how he's influencing my mental health, things like that. A plan of the month. So for the plan of the month, you can literally copy the calendar that I give you for that Google Draw, or you can draw it out yourself. It really just has to look like a calendar. And what I want you to do is at least add kind of what they did. So plan out the month, add self-care things, add when you're going to take a break, add those things in there. Okay. And then the advertisements I've already talked about. A subscription card, there's a good example on this one. And this is all going to be on a Google Slides. So there at least should be 15 slides or more. Add pictures, add fun, add all that. Just take your time. You have the whole week. And after that, you're good to go. Okay. So if you have any questions on that, please email me. I know I just gave you a lot of information, and I will not be there to kind of go over it. So please email me. There will be no meetings for this week because I really don't know how that would work with like you guys being face to face at school and having to go to the Jacket Learning Center. So no meetings unless you like request one yourself. We can meet one on one. I can email you guys and see if you guys would want one. So just let me know, okay?